Hi. This will be a little one-off extra episode for the character creation for the Baldur Gate series. This video will go up as part 0. I think I'll schedule it to be like 2 hours before the release of the first episode. So if you don't want to watch me go through the character creation for an hour or 2 hours and maybe playing the tutorial, just skip ahead to part 1, where I know a bit more about how to control the game, and skip the whole character generation part. First off, I have to say that yes, this is an older game, another one, since my new controller hasn't arrived yet. So it's not either older game to start with. Second off, I have barely no idea about the Dungeons and Dragons universe. I watched you don't say let's play to that one of a series by some dudes who are playing D&D. Just one campaign I watched that, but it was heavily customized, so I don't know how much I can take from my knowledge from there to apply to this game. I never played any of these Dungeons and Dragons computer games. There are lots of them. Baldur's Gate is the one which is most famous, of course. And I think I played about 2 hours of Neverwinter Nights 2 when it originally came out at a friend's house, but I never bought it myself. At the time I was pretty occupied playing Thief? Deadly Shadows, I think, would be the time. Or Dragon Age Origins? No, Dragon Age Origins came later, so it would have to be Thief Deadly Shadows, I think. So I didn't have time to play that further, and I went ahead and looked through the list of all the Dungeons and Dragons games. There are many, and I didn't play any of them. The only thing I did is a year ago or 2 years ago, I got this Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition at a Steam sale, and I played it for, I think Steam said 3 hours, but I never left the first town. I have the be completionist about the first time achievement and never left that town, so I never got around to a second PlayStation for myself. So you can experience this almost, or very blind, however you prefer to say that, playthrough with me. So up to character generation. I will read everything here, I think. So press the gender button to begin creating your character. I don't want to import a pre-made character, can I? Oh, those are pre-made characters for... Okay. So you can look through this, and if you don't recognize one of those, then that's the character made for the first campaign, if it is still saved. I don't know if it's saved. I got a new hard drive. Got an SSD after that, so I don't know if it knows where to look for that, so it may be on a different drive now. Okay. Gender. This is an aesthetic choice and will not affect your attributes in any fashion. It can, however, affect whether or not an NPC becomes romantically interested in your character. So we have romances, as most RPGs should surely have. It gives just more depth to the character arc. So males of the realm can excel in whatever profession they choose, whether wizardry, thievery, or the arts of war. And females too. Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons is a universe where the gender doesn't really play a role. There might be some factions that have different roles for them, but in the main factions I think this will play no role. And for me to better identify myself with the character, I will choose the male one, the male gender. My appearance. There are a lot. I think I chose that one last time. There are a lot. Wow. There are a lot. Okay, now I've gone through. Use custom purpose in the document Baldur's Gate. Note the standard dimension for portraits are 210 times 330. I choose my resize to fit the frame. No image may be larger than 10. I could make my own custom portrait. Yeah, I won't do that. I always like playing as like magical guys. So a magician or a caster, a sorcerer, or something like that in RPGs. That goes back to the very first RPG I played, which was Siege of Avalon by the catchphrase of the company was "Played any good books lately?" Which was a very good catchphrase for that, because that was a very good RPG. Sadly, it became underfounded and couldn't really close up their series. So episode number 6 is very rudimentarily implemented, which is a shame. But it was one of the first games I recognized that had these episodic content coming out. Okay, some magician-y looking dude. I really don't know yet what class I will play as, what race I will play as, so I might have to go back to reassign this. This is some kind of evil-looking wizard guy. I will take that for now. Race. The race of your character will determine what their base abilities can be, as well as assign possible intrinsic talents such as infravision. Some restrictions in class selection may also apply, because game balance dictates that certain races are unsuited for certain professions. Humans are the predominant race in Faerun, rule most of the significant empires and kingdoms in the realm. In the realms. There are more than one, okay. They are the most social and tolerant of races, excepting perhaps the halflings. Humans may advance as any class and are also the only race that can dual class. Humans may not multi-class. They are the only race that can dual, but they may not multi. What? I don't know what that would mean. Elves. Elves tend to be shorter and slimmer than humans. Oh, so elves are not larger than humans, but shorter in this universe. Interesting. Their features are finely chiseled and delicate, as always, and they speak in melodic tones. Yeah, that's common fantasy trope. Elves are looked upon as being frivolous and aloof. They concern themselves with natural beauty, dancing, frolicking, and other similar pursuits. Their humor is clever, as are their songs and poetry. There are 6 racial divisions of the elf within the realms: gold elves, moon elves, wild elves, sea elves, dark elves, and winged elves. 90% resistance against charm and sleep magics. Drow is a name I heard before. 90% resistance against charm and sleep magics. That's interesting. Infravision. Thaco bonus with both short swords and long swords. I don't know what Thaco means. Minus 5% to open locks. Plus 5% to pickpockets. Plus 5% to move silently. And plus 10 to hide in shadows. Gains a dexterity and loses a constitution. Half-elves. Mix of human and elven blood, are handsome folk with good features from each of their parent races. A half-elf has the curiosity, inventiveness and ambition of their human ancestors and the refined senses, love of nature and artistic taste of their elven ancestors. Half-elves have the following traits: 30% resistance against charm and sleep magics. Infravision. Oh, okay. Plus 10 to pickpockets, plus 5 to hide shadows, but not the minus 5. That minus 5 to open law. Even better at picking pockets. Less good in hiding in shadows and not good at moving silently. Okay, dwarfs are short and stocky, easily identifiable by their size and shape. They have ruddy cheeks, dark eyes and dark hair. Dwarves tend to be dour and taciturn. They are given to hard work and care little for most humor. They enjoy beer, ale, mead. Do you say mead or mead? Mead, I think. But most of all, they love gold. There are 4 racial divisions of dwarves within the realm: Shield, Gold, Wild and Durgar. Whatever that means. This kind of dark elf version of the dwarves, so dark dwarves. I'll maybe look into that. If I don't think I'll go do this. Do I go? Okay, I'll check that later. Okay. They get +2 to saving on paralysis, poison, death, versus Rod's Death Wand, and versus Spell, with additional bonuses based on Constitution. So we have a anti-magic resistance, which is quite common to use for dwarves. And also paralysis, poison, death. Saving throw versus death. That's strange. Infravision. Oh, so all non-human species get infravision. Okay. Plus 10 to open locks, plus 15 to find traps, plus 5 to detect illusion, plus 10 to set traps, plus 1 to constitution, minus dexterity, minus charisma. Oh, nobody likes the dwarves. I don't know, they don't like humor, so they can't get along very well with the other species. Halflings are short, generally plump people, very much like small humans. Their faces are round and broad, often quite florid. Their hair is typically curly and the tops of their feet are covered with coarse hair. Overall, they prefer the comforts of home to dangerous adventuring. They enjoy good living, rough humor, and homespun tales. There are 3 racial divisions of halflings within the realms: the Harefoot, the Tall Fellow, and Stout. They get the same trait, resistance trait, as the dwarves. They get a Thaco bonus, whatever that is, with slings. It might be like accuracy or something like that, as the last one we saw was also short sword. Okay, it wasn't only ranged. Plus 5 to open locks, plus 5 to find traps, plus 5 to pickpockets, 10 to move silently, 15 to hide in the shadows, get dexterity, lose strength, and they lose wisdom because they all stay at home and don't know anything about the world. Gnomes, kin to dwarves. Gnomes are noticeably smaller than their distant cousins. Gnomes, as they proudly maintain, are also less rotund than dwarves. Most have dark tan or brown skin, white hair and rather large noses. Gnomes have lively and sly senses of humor, especially for practical jokes. They have a love for nature that is only matched by their love for gems and jewelry. There are two racial divisions of gnomes within the realms: rock gnomes and deep gnomes. They have the same again, the same resistance against magic again. Infravision, as they are not humans. Open locks, find traps, move silently, hide in shadows, detect illusion and set traps. They get intelligence and lose wisdom. Half-orcs. Half-orcs are born from the union of human and orc parents. They are as tall as humans but a little heavier due to their muscular builds. Their greenish pigmentation, sloping forehead, jutting jaw, prominent teeth and coarse body hair make their lineage plain for all to see. In the Sword Coast, half-orcs are tolerated, as unlike in the north, the local people haven't had centuries of warfare with orc kind. Half-orcs are known for their great strength. So we're here at the Sword Coast. Okay. Half-orcs have the following trait: they get infravision, strength, constitution, and lose intelligence. So normally I would say I would need intelligence and wisdom for magic. So the half-orc isn't good for that. The gnome loses wisdom. The halfling loses wisdom. The dwarf loses charisma, which I don't like. As I like to be like a talky guy in RPGs. So dual class or multi-class or dual class could be quite interesting. We will have much to read for the classes later, I think. I think I will experiment with dual classing. Either that or do a half-elf. I like the infravision trait. Everybody gets infravision except for the humans. I don't really know what infravision entails, though. I'll look into the half-elf and look how much classes are there. Okay, that's okay. Okay, there are pre-generated multi-classes. So if I pick a human, I get less to choose from. Just checking if they have like classes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they have 2 more paladin, I think. Oh man, this is so much to look into. Can like a half or be a paladin? No, they can't be anything. Okay. So if I want to be a half elf, can I be a mage? I can. But there's mage and clerics and sorcerers and shamans. Okay, we'll have to look into that. I think I want all of it. I think I will try. Such a decision-making process. If I go half-elves, I can also go elves. Because why wouldn't I? I only use constitution, yeah, again dexterity, which I don't need as a ranged magic character, and also I don't need bonus to bows, short swords and long swords, so I'll take the half elf for the mage. Okay. A fighter is a champion swordsman, soldier and brawler who lives or dies by his knowledge of weapons and tactics. Fighters can be found at the front of any battle, contesting toe-to-toe with monsters and villains. A good fighter needs to be strong and healthy if he hopes to survive. So this is like a tank class. Ranger. I don't like rangers in these kinds of games. The ranger is a warrior and a woodsman who is skilled with weapons and is knowledgeable in the ways of the forest. The ranger often protects and guides lost travelers and honest peasant folk. A ranger needs to be strong and wise to use the ways of nature to live a full life. I don't look into the features until I've decided. The cleric is a generic priest of any mythos who tends to the spiritual needs of a community. Though he is both protector and healer, he is not purely defensive. When evil threatens, the cleric is well suited to seek it out on its own ground and destroy it. The opposite is true of evil clerics as well, and there are also many variations in between. So cleric is a wisdom class, ranger strength, dexterity and wisdom, fighter is strength, druid. The druid serves the cause of nature and neutrality. The wilderness is his community and he uses his special powers to protect it and to preserve balance in the world. And that's too driven thing. I don't think I want to be neutral. The wizard strives to be a master of magical energies, shaping them and casting them as spells. To do so, he studies strange tongues and obscure facts and devotes much of his time to magical research. A wizard must rely on knowledge and wit to survive. Wizards are rarely seen adventuring without a retinue of fighters and men-at-arms. Because there are different types of schools of magic, there are different types of wizards. The mage studies all types of magic and learns a wide variety of spells. His broad range makes him well suited to the demands of adventuring. Shaping energies and casting them as spells. Thief. To accomplish his goals, for good or ill, the thief is a skilled pilferer. Cunning, nimbleness and stealth are his hallmarks. Whether he turns his talents against innocent passers-by and wealthy merchants or oppressors and monsters is a choice for the thief to make. Oh, they have a lot. I think I'll look into that if I get a thief companion character. So you can use the enhanced edition to make multiple characters and have your whole party set up, but I won't do that. I will try to find someone to accompany me for this. The Bard is a rogue, but he's very different from the thief. The Bard's strength is his pleasant and charming personality. With it and his wits he makes his way through the world. A Bard is a talented musician and a walking storehouse of gossip, tall tales and lore. He learns a little bit about everything that crosses his path and is a jack of all trades, but master of none. While many bards are scoundrels, their stories and songs are welcome almost everywhere. This is a very interesting class to play in the normal tabletop and the normal pen and paper game, but I don't think I want to play that in a computer game as my main character. The Sorcerer. Sorcerers are practitioners of magic who were born with innate ability to cast spells. It is thought that the blood of some powerful creature flows through their veins. Perhaps they are the spawn of the gods themselves, or even dragons walking in humanoid form. Regardless, the sorcerer's magic is intuitive rather than logical. They know fewer spells than mages and acquire spells more slowly, but they can cast spells more often and have no need to select and prepare spells ahead of time. Yeah, that's the Dungeons & Dragons thing. You have to memorize your spells to be able to use them in your adventure. And you have to decide which spells to memorize in before. Sorcerers cannot specialize in magic the way mages do. Other than these differences, a sorcerer is very similar to a mage. A shaman. Shamans forge a divine connection with the natural world, similar to the way druids commune with nature. But shamans are more spiritual than primal. They directly tap into the energies that flow through the earth and air, through plants and animals, and even through the dead, and shape these energies to obey their will. Nowhere is this more evident than in their ability to summon powerful spirits as guardians and defenders. A being of two worlds, shamans value balance over dominance. So it's like... So druids use spells and shamans are summoners. Okay. Cleric Mage. This character can use abilities of Cleric and Mage, though weapons are restricted to only those allowed by the Cleric's ethos, and Mage spells cannot be cast while wearing armor. Gnomes can choose this multiclass but become Cleric Illusionists by default. Gnomes are the only race that can combine a Specialist Mage class in a multiclass. Okay. Fighter Mage Cleric. Restricted to weapons only allowed by the Cleric's ethos and cannot cast mage spells while wearing armor. So he can't use every weapon because his religion forbids the use of most of them. And he cannot cast spells while he's wearing armor, so he's wearing no armor, so he's not a very good fighter. And he cannot master anything he does. So I think I don't want to go with multiclass. And instead want to go with a normal mage. So... Oh, so the character portrait is fine. I thought I would have to go back into another... Oh my god, does everyone have that? Oh my god, I'm not gonna read through all of these. If all the mage options I don't like, I may go look through the sorcerer. That's normal sorcerer and a dragon disciple. The dragon disciples are powerful sorcerers with dragon's blood somewhere in their lineage. Their natural magic talents bring out their draconic heritage, allowing them to cast powerful magic spells and exhibit dragon-like abilities. May cast one fewer spell per level per day than the normal sorcerer. I like the picking up magic naturally stuff, but I think I'll look in the mage classes. That's normal mage class. So this is the all-rounder mage. May not wear any armor, may only use a dagger, quarterstaff, dart or sling. Yes, he's using magic that doesn't hurt. May only become proficient in any weapon class. So there are different specializations to weapon. You can specialize, you can become proficient, and you become master. So this is the third one from the top. May not place any slots in any fighting style. May cast arcane spells. Yeah, that would be good. A conjurer, who specializes in creating creatures and objects to assist him. 1 additional spell per level. 1 additional spell per level in... I think that's comparing it to the mage. Receives 15% bonus when scribing scrolls from the conjuration school. Yeah, if you want to learn magic, or this is if he wants to scribe scrolls. So if he wants to give his magic to another character, receives a 2 bonus when making saving throws against spells from the conjuration school, and -2 penalty when making saving throws against spells from the conjuration school. May not learn or cast any spells of the divination school, and receives a 15% penalty when scribing scrolls from other schools. At least 15 constitution. Diviner. Detection and divining magics. What are detection and divining magics? So pretty much the same, and is wisdom based. Enchanter. Manipulating the minds of sentient beings. Yeah, here we have what he's doing. The conjurer is very straightforward. The diviner does divine stuff. Yeah, okay. So this is the original one, and if I specialize, I get an additional spell. But I can do my school spells better and other school spells less good. And I get forbidden one. So conjurer and diviner, they don't go with each other, and enchanter and invocator. Is it this one? No. A mage who specializes in manipulating the minds of sentient beings. Can do invocation and is a charisma based character. Transmuter, a mage who specializes in magic that alters physical reality. That doesn't go good with abjuration, whatever that word is supposed to mean. You'll like at a wide disadvantage if you don't speak the language. White Mage. White magic is a new type of magic that is characterized by powerful and dangerous surges of unpredictable magic, generally considered to be an unfortunate byproduct of the Time of Troubles. So we have a Time of Troubles, we have like an apocalypse thing going on. White magic has recently begun to attract the attention of many a curious or scholarly wizard. White mages are wizards who specialize in the study of white magic. They have access to spells to protect themselves from white magic and bend it to their wills. White magic is extremely unpredictable and should be used with caution. Also gets an additional spell. Gets a 1st level spell. And a 2nd level spell. And a 7th level spell for free. Upon casting a spell, there's a 5% chance of incurring a Wild Surge. A Wild Surge generates a completely random magical effect from the spell being cast. Its effect may be either beneficial or detrimental to the White Mage and his allies. Casting level varies slightly whenever he casts a spell, anywhere between 5 levels lower and 5 levels higher than the White Mage's true level, so he can... Okay. So, that's too chaotic. A transmuter alters reality. Enchantress manipulates sentient beings. Detection and divining magic. Detection is a bit straightforward. Divining, I don't have any idea what it means. A conjurer. The problem with this, they all get an additional spell, and that sounds very good, but I don't know in what to invest myself in yet, because I don't know the spells. So I would use the Arcane spells here. Or the Conjurer. So this is an intelligence-based class. I take it. The normal mage alignment. That's a thing I know about Dungeons and Dragons, which I never really liked, that you have to choose an alignment for your character and have it not naturally grow. So you can, like, if you're lawful good and do something that is not good, like killing innocents or something like that, you get punished for it. And I don't know in what way you will get punished for it. So the lawful stuff is always, they don't really have a choice in whether they behave that way or not. So a lawful good person always has to follow the rules, and a lawful evil person always has to slaughter the innocents. So a chaotic good character can do some stuff that's not perfectly inside his alignment. I really like it more when there's not such a system and you can just choose your character and play it as you seem fit. So I've played a lot of Das Schwarze Auge, which is like, it's a German pen and paper word that's a bit more, it's a bit less fantasy than Dungeons and Dragons, so mostly humans there. There are other stuff, but it's more like an exotic thing. So magic and like cleric prayers doing something that's around, and the gods exist and so on. But it's a bit less fantasy, so not all roaming around different. So the races didn't mix up so much as they do in the Dungeons & Dragons universe. So that's what I have to say about the universe. And if you generate a character there, you have that character and you can play it like you want. And if you're a bad guy, you're a bad guy. And if you're a good guy, you're a good guy. And if you want to change, you change. I like this system more. If you stray severely from your alignment during the course of the game, there will be consequences. Yeah. Lawful good. I don't want to be lawful good. I want to make life better for the majority of people. Neutral good. These characters believe that a balance of forces is important, but that the concerns of law and chaos do not moderate the need for good. Since the universe is vast and contains many creatures striving for different goals, a determined pursuit of good will not upset the balance, it may even maintain it. If fostering good means supporting organized society, then that is what must be done. If good can only come about through the overthrow of existing social order, so be it. Social structure itself has no innate value to them. A baron who violates the orders of his king to destroy something he sees as evil is an example of a neutral good character. What's a neutral character? Balance stuff out. I don't want to read all of that. Neutral evil. So this is like egocentrical, just being egocentric, a chaotic evil. Let's look at chaotic good. Chaotic good characters are strong individualists marked by a streak of kindness and benevolence. They believe in all the virtues of goodness and right, but they have little use for laws and regulations. They have no use for people who try to push folk around and tell them what to do. Their actions are guided by their own moral compass, which, although good, may not always be in perfect agreement with the rest of society. A brave frontiersman, forever moving on as settlers follow in his wake, is an example of a chaotic good character. Okay, chaotic neutral. How can you be chaotic neutral? Okay. There's no order to anything, including their own actions, just do random stuff. Oh no, that's not for me. Lawful neutral will also not be. I won't pick any of the lawful characters, because I think that limits roleplay too much. So I have to stick to a neutral chaotic character. Chaotic evil, it's just totally random. Chaotic neutral, that's totally random. What was chaotic evil? And motivated by the desire for personal gain and pleasure, they see absolutely nothing wrong with taking whatever they want by whatever means possible. Laws and governments are tools of weaklings unable to fend for themselves. No, I don't like that. So not evil, not chaotic neutral, not lawful neutral, not lawful good. So the choice is between neutral good, chaotic good, and true neutral. The ultimate balance, so I have to do stuff to balance out if good things happen. I don't like that. So chaotic good or neutral good. Neutral good seems very well fitting with what I want to play as. Strong individualist, marked by a streak of kindness and benevolence. I think I'll take the neutral good. Neutral good. Abilities. These are the basic statistics that make up your character. Minimums and maximums vary somewhat according to class and prerequisitions. Strength. Measures character muscle, endurance and stamina as primary requisite of fighters. So, strength is muscle, endurance and stamina. Hand-eye coordination, agility, reflexes and balance. I think I'll need that for a mage. Fitness, health and physical resistance to hardship, injury and disease. Intelligence is memory, reasoning, learning ability. 11 is very... A character with an intelligence score of 8 or less is illiterate and cannot use scrolls or most want regardless of his class. Wisdom measures a character's enlightenment, judgment, and common sense. It's the primary requisite of priests. And charisma measures a character's persuasiveness, personal magnetism, and ability to lead. This ability is important to the druid, bard, and paladin. So a reroll will be, I think these will just be I got another total. Do I get another? If I store that? Reroll? Can recall? Okay. That's a bit cheaty, this character creator. You can cheat your way up to make like a maximum whatever out of it. Wow. That's strange. I'll just take the one I stored in the beginning before I recognized what happened there. Okay. I'm not a fighter, I don't need that. I take everything down to 10 and look how much I can. I have 27 to spend. Intelligence has a maximum of 18. I'll take that. Charisma. Put a 12 in everything. Okay. So I have 9 points to give around. Wisdom. Enlightenment, judgment, and common sense. Nice for mage. That's health. Do I need hand-eye coordination and balance for spellcasting? In some universes you need it, and in some you don't. So I put a few points into that. I like charisma because persuasiveness is always something I liked rolling in such games. More health. 2 left, so... Wisdom? Strength? Everything at 13 at least? We'll store that. Done. Okay. Look for skills. You have been given proficiencies to start your character with. These represent the ability to effectively use weapons. You may choose from any of the selectable proficiencies available to your character class. If your character is a fighter, you'll be able to choose the same proficiency up to 5 times. Okay, there are 5 levels. This will grant him additional levels of specialization. What? I'm too stupid to pronounce special and then specialization? That's easy to pronounce. What was going wrong there? With a weapon listed. Keep in mind that a character can use any weapon available to his race and class, whether he has proficiency with it or not. However, if he attacks using a weapon that he's not proficient with, he suffers a penalty to his attack roll. The penalty varies according to class. Check the manual for more information. 1 is proficient, so no penalties. Specialized gives more. Master, then High Master, then Grandmaster. Okay. And so I can do 1 and get 1 thing to proficient. Okay, the dagger is generally used by mages and thieves. A small weapon, the dagger is still extremely useful and many warriors take a proficiency slot in it just in case the larger weapons are stolen or destroyed. Quarterstaff is a simple weapon, but in the hand of a skilled warrior, whether mage or paladin, the quarterstaff can lay flat any foe. Darts are small missile weapons thrown from the hand. Mages often use darts as they are one of the few missile weapons mages can employ, or a sling. Is commonly thought of as a toy weapon, its lethality should not be underestimated. A strong bullet thrown from a sling by an experienced user can tear a hole through a man's skull. No ranged ammunition based stuff, I don't like that, so a quarterstaff or a dagger. I think I take the quarterstaff. Although the little mention here of it's useful because it is less likely to get stolen or destroyed is interesting. I take the quarterstaff. Mages should have staffs. Mage book, level 1. You may choose 2 spells to put in your spellbook. These will be the spells that your character currently has knowledge of at the beginning of the game. Specialist mage spells that belong to their school have a green outline on them. You must pick one of these spells before continuing on. Why is there a point in some of those here, like infravision? Upon the casting of the spells, the recipient gains the ability to see with infravision, just as an elf or dwarf would. This effect lasts for the duration of the spell or until dispelled. Oh, so it auto-picked spells for me. So I don't need infravision because I have innate infravision. Is that right? And we start with protection from evil. When the spell is cast, it creates a magic barrier around the recipient at a distance of 1 foot. The barrier moves with the recipient and has 2 major effects. First, all attacks made by evil or evilly enchanted creatures against the protected creature receive a penalty of -2 to each attack roll. Second, summoned demons cannot protect the cannot target the protected creature. That's interesting. Done that. Okay. Armor. Give someone Lead of Force that counts as a male armor. Adds no weight or encumbrance, doesn't prevent spellcasting, lasts until successfully dispelled or until its duration. I always like make that guy more. Make that guy more resilient against everything. Stuff. Blindness. Temporarily blinds the target. -4 penalty as attack and armor class. Yeah, this is weird stuff that D&D calls something armor class that is not just like he wears armor, but also like dodging and all this stuff. So if you wear heavy armor, you get damage absorption, but you won't get out of the way so easily, so that because it's heavy. So that's somewhat all included in armor class, but I don't really know how it works. Burning Hands. Searing flame shoot from his fingertips. The sense must be held so as to send forth a fan-like sheet of flames. Some must touch each other, the fingers must be spread. Burning Hands sent out a flame jet of 5 feet length in a horizontal arc of about 120 degrees in front of the wizard. Target suffers damage. Creature that successfully saves with a spell receives half damage. Okay, so the spell immunity with dwarves is something that halves the charm. Don't like to have charm now. Chill touch. When the caster completes the spell, a blue glow encompasses his hand. This energy attacks the life force of any living creature upon which the wizard makes a successful melee attack. So it gets damage and gets additional damaged if it doesn't save throw, and gets minus accuracy and gets chromatic orb. The sphere will appear in the caster's hand. Sphere hits unerringly to its target. The effect of this orb has upon the target varies with the level of the caster. Each orb will do damage to the target against which there is no save, and an effect against which the target must save versus spell with the +6 bonus. So 4 damage and blinds the target. 4 damage inflicts pain. 6 damage and burns. 6 damage and blind. 8 damage and stun. 8 damage and weak. 10 damage and paralyze. 12 acid damage and stone and petrification. 16 acid damage and instant killing. So this is where we have the death saving throw, and okay. That's interesting. Chromatic orb is interesting. The victim saves with a spell with a +6 bonus against all the effects and gets no save against the damage. Color spray. Upon casting the spray of colors, 6 creatures. I always say now the maximum number of the dice roll. I recognize that that's a dice roll. 6 creatures with an area affected in order of increasing distance from the wizard. Oh, knocks low health enemy unconscious. Up to 6, one of them. Okay. Find a familiar. enables the caster to attempt to summon a familiar to act as his aid and companion. Familiars are typically small creatures. A creature acting as a familiar can benefit a wizard conveying its sensory powers to its master, conversing with him, and serving as a guard, scout, spy. A wizard can have only one familiar at a time, and he has no control over what sort of creature answers his summoning, if any come at all. This is a protagonist only. So the creature is more intelligent than others of its kind, so it's like a +2 intelligence threat. And responds with the wizard confers upon it an exceptionally long life. Wizard has an empathetic link with a familiar and can issue it mental commands. The caster receives half the familiar's total hit points as bonus hit points. However, the caster must take care to treat his familiar well, for if the familiar should die, the caster loses the bonus hit points and the familiar hit points again as damage. The caster receives half the familiar's total hit points as bonus hit points. So he gains also the familiar hit points. Lose it. Also, when a familiar dies, the caster loses 1 point of constitution permanently. Okay, that's a bit strong. Example mage has 12 hit points and casts Find Familiar. The imp summoned has 9 hit points, so the caster gets a bonus of 4 hit points, and he has now 16 hit points. If the familiar dies, the caster loses those 4 hit points, putting him back at 12, loses 1 point of constitution permanently, which may cause additional hit point loss, and takes 9 damage. Yeah, okay, it's like wow. Lawful good and neutral good. We are neutral good, so Pseudo Dragon with 12 hit points. Gothic evil. Okay, no, I don't want to do that. Friends. I gain 6 points of charisma. They are impressed with me, make an effort to be his friends and help him as appropriate to the situation. Officious bureaucrats might decide to become helpful, surely gate guards might wax informations. Attacking orcs might spare the caster's life, taking him captive instead. And that's interesting. No. Grease. Slippery layer. Identify. I need identify. Unlearn armor. Need identify. With the spell memorized, go to the description of an unidentified item and press the identify button. The chance of identifying the item is 100%. The spell identifies the item's name, what it does, and if it is cursed. Okay. Infravision. We gain the ability to see like we always will, so not useful. Larlock's Minor Drain. Drain life force from a target and add it to my own. You can go over max, but you lose it like immediately with that. I like that orb though. It's like, it's Life Leech. Life Leech is so good. Magic Missile. Creates up to 5 missiles of magical energy that dart forth from a wizard's fingertip and unerringly strike their target, which must be a creature of some sort. Each missile inflicts damage. For every 2 extra levels of experience, gains an additional missile. He has 2 at the 3rd level. Okay. I'll take the standard magic spell. Protection from evil. We read that before. It's nice. Protection from petrification would be nice. reflected image. Creates upon casting the spell, he creates one image of himself that will travel alongside him. The image will perform all of the action that the wizard does, so that if any enemies are trying to attack the wizard, they will not know which one is real. 50% chance. Shield. Invisible barrier. Sets my armor class to 4 and 2. Immunity from spell magic missile. Shocking grasp. Touches creature. Directed charge with the damaged. Grasp self does fist damage. So I load the grasp up and then have to touch the opponent, and I have 1 round per level, so in the beginning I have 1 round to touch him. Okay, that's interesting. Sleep spell. So the problem is with all these crowd controls like sleep, or what was it up there, charm, they are so crappy in the beginning that isn't useful to learn them. Spook. To play upon natural fears, to cause the target creature to perceive the caster as someone with something inimical. And they run away. Okay. I took Magic Missile and Identify. Identify, I just think I'll need that. Memorize Mage Spells. You may memorize 1 spell from the buff list. Choose which spells your character will have memorized at the beginning of the game. He gets 1 Magic Missile. Okay. Appearance. Oh. That's my in-game appearance now. So my hair... I always don't like the options in these games. The problem is, like blonde hair like I have, it's always so difficult for game developers to find a color that works, that doesn't look yellow in a given engine. So I just take the whitehead. Is that supposed to be black? Okay, skin. I don't care. Oh, there are 4 different... They said that there are 4 different kinds of elves, but they didn't let me choose with which kind of elf I am. And they don't let me do it now. Okay. So black hair. So I don't know if I would have to like do something like that to be a drow. Maybe drows are pale, maybe they're dark. I don't know. I don't know anything. That's too orange. I just stay with the skin color that's a bit like mine. I don't have any idea. I can't see anything whether that is a normal skin color for me or not. Clothing. So the major stuff, that was what was blue there. I liked the blue, but like a yellow or mustard might be nice. White, I don't like white. There was like a blackish thing in between there. That's like gold. So let's try like gold and light blue. If that's blue. Sound. Pick any of the listed sound sets for your character's voice. Play button.
Onward! I feel this is my rightful place. I will require rest soon. I should be more productive. I am not well at all. Death to you all!
I could do this.
All will die.
I'm an elder.
Come swiftly for you. There are none more capable for this position.
That would be a nice voice for my male elven mage.
Must we stand about? I have much to do.
So,
Death to you all!
As it should be.
I must rest my eyes a while. Pure life and
I alone belong here. I grow tired of wasting time. I'll need to be resting soon. I should get moving before the whole day is a waste.
You got this coming!
If nobody else is gonna step up, ready for that nap anytime. What's it gonna take to get a little action around here?
Let's give them a right thrashing. Well, of course. I grow torpid and require slumber. How tedious all this becomes.
Scholarly might.
Get over here. Right then. Feel my power. Do as I say, and I'll see you through the rest when we can.
For justice, follow me. Being a hero is
That's-
how we move on.
That's like a dwarven voice here. Think I'd.
Let's give them a right thrashing. Well, of course. I grow torpid and require slumber. How my spleen! Alas, my life's blood seeps out.
I think I'll use the scholarly as it goes best with the mage. Name. His name is like any elf would ever dream to be named. His name's Joe. Yeah, it's a stupid name. Nobody would call himself Joe if he could. And now, export that shit. Okay, so I name it O. Is it that O? Is it that O? They really used an O for O1 instead of a 0. The 0 looks that. Okay, O B for right listing here, and how would I call him? He is Mage Guy. Mage Guy Elf. So I know what to look for. Okay, so that was the character creation. We are now 1 hour in, so we might have time to play the tutorial for me to remember. And we get a character creator. When I first got this game, I clicked here on tutorial, made a character, didn't export it, played through the tutorial, clicked on, was put back into this screen. I thought, as normal with games, you play a tutorial and then get thrown into the real game. No, I got thrown back to this screen and I clicked on new game and I had to create a character wholly anew. And that wasn't very fun. So after my first session of playing this for 3 hours, I created a character twice while looking through all that, and I didn't remember what I picked before the tutorial because there was just too much information. And yeah, that's what got me away from the game, and I think it's fair to say that I couldn't have thought of that in before, so I couldn't have to recustomize the appearance. Why that? Okay. And yeah, it's this one.
Let's give them a right thrashing.
Yeah, his name is Joe. I know. Okay. I'm half mage. I accept. So these are the different difficulties. Let's first choose Legacy of Baal. Enemies have all the benefits of insane difficulty, as well as significantly more hit points, improved Thaco, better saving throws, and more attacks per round. Warning: Legacy of Baal can only be selected at the start of the game, and once selected cannot be changed. I won't choose that. I have no idea how the game plays. So, double damage and insane. Stronger enemy types appear, enemy groups are even more varied. Enemies fight to the best of their ability and employ advanced combat tactics. More numerous memories and hard. Advanced combat tactics, extra damage 50%. Stronger enemy types appear, enemy groups are more varied. The problem is, I always like if you can customize your difficulty settings. I have no problem with stronger enemies appearing, bigger groups appearing, more variety, better AI, but I have a problem with a double damage or 50% more damage, because that is just cheating. So Chorus. The setting is aimed at veteran players who are well versed in Dungeons and Dragons mechanics. What's the A standing for? I know D&D, what's the A standing for, whatever. Enemies deal full damage and employ advanced combat tactics, slightly stronger enemy types appear and enemy groups are more varied. That's interesting, but I'm not well versed in D&D mechanics. Normal, enemies deal 25% less damage, that's cheating in the other direction, and do not use their most powerful spells and items. Party members cannot permanently die. Hit point rolls are maximized and spells can be copied into spellbooks without failure. That's a thing. I think I don't want to use the normal. Difficult easy, we gain 6 lux, fewer enemy, weaker spells and item deal 50% damage, cannot permanently die, hit rolls are maximized, spells can be copied. And story mode, all benefits of easy difficulty, and they cannot die in combat. I could play that whole game in story mode. That would be interesting, but I wouldn't learn anything about the game. That would be an interesting way to play it, and I would get comments about that. Comments galore. I don't like that they say here it's for veteran players who are well versed, so I'll normally be drawn to the normal one because the easy one is mostly too easy in most games, and the hard one is normally too hard. They say it's for veteran players, I'm not. The problem is that they mess with the rules here, like party members cannot permanently die, hit point rolls are maximized, and no spellbook copying phase. So that would somewhat diminish what you're getting out of the other mage classes, for example. I could play it in story mode. I think I'll play the game in normal, and once we get to a second Dungeons and Dragons game, if we ever get there. Now, when we get there, I'll use the chorus, but to get into it, I use the normal difficulty.
Greetings to you.
Greetings to you and welcome to Baldur's Gate's Enhanced Edition. I understand that you're eager to get started. Men of your profession would not be comfortable cooped up in a castle such as this. But before you leave, it's my duty to make sure you are prepared for what awaits you in the world of Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition uses 2nd edition AD&D rules. This might seem overwhelming at first, but I will familiarize you with the basic rules and interface of the game. Pause the game at any time with spacebar by left-clicking on the clock of the lower left of the screen. On-pausing occurs the same way. Pausing is most useful during combat, where it gives you the time to carefully orchestrate your party's next attack, while paused issue your commands. When you unpause, your characters will carry out the orders you have given. If you do not use the spacebar, you may find the game very difficult to play. Why don't you experiment with pausing right now using spacebar and giving your characters some movement commands? When you have finished, left-click on me to consume our conversation. To resume. So, okay, when I pause, all characters scene get highlighted, and the screen gets a clear gray filter over it, which helps it to be recognized that we're in a pause now. So this one, the pause button. Okay. 7 hours have. You can rest.
The next topic is on how to differentiate enemies from people you want to talk to. Enemies have red circles. People you want to talk to have blue circles.
Certain option settings can remove these circles during on-pause gameplay so that their presence does not distract from the mood of the game. The circles are always present when the game is paused, however. Interaction with NPCs default to talk for neutral targets and attack for hostile ones. Talk to neutral characters are identified by blue circles by left-clicking on them. To attack hostile NPCs, simply left-click on them. If you want to attack a neutral NPC, select the weapon icon from the bottom of your screen and left-click on the target. Left-click on my servant and you will start a conversation. Servant Josby, come here at once. Left-click.
Hey there, wasn't that easy? What I'm going to do now is turn hostile.
My circle will turn red and then you can left click on me to attack. Alright then, let's go, hit me if you can. I can't. I won't hit him. Their combat log.
Well done, that was a good hit. Belt will talk with you now.
I now want to talk to you about the inventory page.
You can look at your inventory page by right-clicking on your character portrait or by pressing the backpack icon on the left side of the screen. It's their backpack icon. Okay. Take a quick look at your inventory page. To get off your inventory page, simply press the return to the back game button at the top left of your screen. There should be... That's a mage work. That's inventory, okay. Armor class 10. Hit points per level plus 4. Bethaco 20. I still don't know what Thaco is. And I have 2 with fists, and I don't have a dagger. Maybe I broke it by just critically missing. Return to game.
Equip items by placing them in the appropriate slots around your character on the inventory page.
Once equipped, select the weapon by left-clicking on the quick weapon slot at the bottom of the main gameplay screen. A green box will appear around the weapon that is in your character's hands. An orange box indicates combat mode. I'm going to give you a weapon now, I want you to try to equip it. I have a quarterstaff. And I put it in my quick weapon slot. And
Good job.
I equip
It's
it.
time for us to go upstairs now. If you move your cursor over to the stairs, you'll notice that your cursor becomes a stair cursor.
When your cursor changes, it means that you are about to perform an action other than moving. If you left click on the stairs, your character will walk over to the stairs and move up to the next level. And now we have to watch him go away. And now we can look around. This would be the perfect time to find out about a highlighting stuff button, which is some... Okay, what's that? Review details. Okay. Tab. The first button I tried. Okay. I think I will have to dechoose. Okay. Could go up these stairs. Is there a running option? Like shift, control, alt? No. Okay, I'll go up the stairs.
Now to the next part of your lesson, the journal. I want you to check your journal.
To assist in recording important information, many details will automatically be entered in your journal. To access the journal, left-click the quill icon on the left side of the screen. Entries are catalogued according to the story chapter in which you encountered them. They are also divided up into quest and main story entries. Main story entries will remain in your journal forever, and they are a reminder of all the major events in your character's life so far. Quest entries are entered in your journal when a quest begins and removed when the quest ends. The entry then appears in the Done Quest section. If you check your journal right now, you will notice that an entry has been placed to remind you to finish combat training. When your training is done, the entry will disappear. A reminder from Baldur. This is a reminder from Baldur to finish your combat training. And we have nothing else in our journey.
It shall be as you wish.
Alright then, now your first combat lesson. My combat teacher, Brevin, is going to be coming right up the stairs. I want you to hit him, and then check your journal.
Hit him. He hits, and I don't ever hit. Do I ever hit? Oh, do I not auto-attack? I do, okay.
I want you to check your journal and see how it has been updated.
Journal. Your journal is used to keep track of plots that go on during the course of the game. Your journal entries are divided in 4 categories: quests, done quests, journal, and user. Left-click the map icon, second from the top on the left side of the screen. Yeah, I thought that was a map. This will show a view of the area you're currently in. Once on the map screen, you will notice a world map icon at the top left. Left-clicking will take you to a world map, which displays all of the game areas you currently know about. You may also annotate your map screen by right-clicking where you want to make a note. The cursor will change and you type a short message to yourself. Oh, this is a... Wow.
Another page you might be interested in is the character sheet.
This can be accessed by left-clicking the head icon on the left side of the screen. The record sheet has everything you need to know about your character. You will also find an export button and an information button on this page. The export button will export your character for use in a new game. This is not a save game, but rather a way of transferring a favorite character from game to game. The information screen shows your character's history and combat statistic. Which one was it? This one. Information. That's me. I can't do a class. Biography. Inspired by your foster father's knowledge of the I think I read that in the main playthrough. I read the class here. Show my combat stats. My skills. My skills is lore and reputation? I have no skills. Okay. Abilities. I can't do anything. Chance to learn spells 85%. So with a 15% you get, that is bonus to the other classes, you get a guaranteed success to learn spell for your own class, and you have only 70% for other classes. And now I have 85. Okay, and I can learn 18 spells per level and maximum level of 9. Okay. I Customize? Cancel. Okay, I could customize. Oh wow. Customize background story to be exported into a new game if I want that. Problem is, I don't. Aha.
The last icon that you need to know about is the options icon. You can also find it on the left side of the
this
screen.
one.
On the options screen, you will be able to save and load games, as well as modify graphics, sound, and gameplay.
Other characters can join you on your adventure. In fact, without companions, you will find Baldur's Gate enhanced mission almost impossible to finish. I now introduce you to Xan, an elven mage. He will join your party and then show you how to memorize and cast spells. Okay, this is the menu. This is locked. This is locked.
Hello, I am Zan, a mage from Everaska in the north. I am going to join your party and show you how to cast and memorize spells.
That's not a good mic they used. Mine is better than that. And mine is very cheap one.
My first lesson for you is on how to cast spells.
Select Xan's cast spell button, choose a spell, left click on your target, my cast spell icon on the bottom of the screen, and to have me Xan selected for you to have access to my spells. You can also configure quick spells by right clicking on the quick spell slot. This summons a list of memorized spells to choose. If no spells are listed, the character either doesn't have any spells memorized or cannot cast until higher levels. To cast the quick spell, left clicking on an appropriate spell slot and then select your card. If you want to try to cast spell now, select any spell in my repertoire and cast it on belt. So, am I at... Who am I now?
Life is so hollow.
Talk, fist, cast spell. Those are quick items? Those are quick spells.
Cast a spell on belt yet?
Yeah, I wanted to choose that. What's that? Burning Hands. Identify. Melf's Acid Arrow. So use.
You haven't cast a spell on belt yet.
Stupid.
Good job. I am now going to teach you how to memorize spells.
Any spellcaster besides sorcerers and shamans must memorize spells using the rest button on the left panel after choosing their spells on the mage book or pre-scroll pages. Select the mage book or pre-scroll icon that appears on the left edge of the screen. Choose the spells you want to memorize and then click on the rest button. Once your rest is completed, you will have memorized all of your spells. I want you to try to memorize some spells right now.
How may I be of assistance?
I open the mage book. Okay, I have to use his one, so... This spell works in the same as Charm Person? Nope. That's the better version of Charm. Here's Luck. He will memorize Luck. And after he's done that, he will rest. It's a nice cutscene. Okay.
Good job. I'm now going to teach you how to learn spells. I have a flame arrow scroll in my inventory.
Right-click on the scroll and it will bring you to the item history screen. On the bottom of the screen you'll find a button that says Write Magic. Press this and your mage Mia will now be able to cast Flame Arrow once I memorize it, that's all. There's a chance of failure. Failure means that the scroll is used up and the mage does not learn the spell. It will not fail with this one, but in the real world your intelligence stat will determine whether you succeed or not. And that's why I chose 18 intelligence. Ah, and that's why I have 85% to get to 100%, because I have max. Okay. So I take that's the journal. That's the journal. That's the inventory. He has this one. Right click. Right magic. He copied the spell.
Good job.
And the whole party had
I'm
gained
going to
experience.
teach you how to identify items. When you find a magical item, you won't automatically know what it does.
On the bottom of the item's history screen, identify, just like the other bards and very intelligent characters can sometimes automatically identify an item when they pick it up, so I shouldn't have picked identify for her. That's what you're saying me, I'm intelligent enough, I don't have to use identify. He has the identified sheet in his inventory, so I go to his inventory, shield, identify. He has no scroll, so he uses the spell. It's a medium shield +1, not usable by mages. Of course not. And we have 2 mages here. Now?
What is it this time?
Now that you know everything about using mage spells, I'm going to introduce you to a cleric.
His name is Brandon.
And she'll be teaching you how to use cleric abilities.
You have but to ask.
Greetings and goodwill. I am Branwen, and I follow the ways of Tempest, god of war.
Very
I'm
good.
going to join your party. You cast cleric spells in the exact same way that you cast mage spells. I'll refresh your memory in case you've forgotten.
Is that supposed to be a German accent? It's close to it, I can sense something of that. Select my cast spell button, choose a spell, left click on your target, but you have to select it to spells. And once you cast a spell, you're slightly wounded from another spell. Take her, memorize your light runes, and cast it on him. And she has to be right up his ass to do that.
By Valkor's mighty blade.
I shall attend to it in a trice.
Good. Now I'll give you a short overview on how to memorize cleric spells.
I know how to memorize I've already done that. Wow. Double and triple. Memorize the spells, yeah. So, Cure Light Wounds, memorize a few times. And go out of the inventory.
How may I be of it shall be as you wish.
And now? Have to rest. And I can...
What is it this time?
Skip it. That's good.
Yeah. Now, on to another ability.
Will be re-memorized.
The cleric class is the turning of undead creatures.
The turning of a... Turn undead. Activating this item will cause many undead to flee or even be destroyed. When in this mode, the character can move wherever they wish. Any other actions, such as taking or casting a spell, will deactivate the ability. I'm going to teleport in a skeleton, the turn undead ability.
Good job on destroying the skeleton. Now I'm going to introduce you to a surprise visitor. It's your childhood friend, Imoen.
She and I will be waiting on the next floor, so hurry up on there. My childhood friend Imoen, so... okay, no customized backgrounds. Just open this stuff. Locked. I think I will have the ability to come back here later in the game, and then I can take that.
I shall attend to it in a trice.
Hey, how are things going?
You must be itching to get started on your adventure. What mics did they use to record that sound? It's so scratchy. You must be itching to get started on your adventure. Anyway, I'm supposed to teach you about how to use thief skills, but only after I join your party. She joined my party, and start with the pickpockets, thieving button on the bottom of the screen. This button obviously won't be there if a thief is not selected first. Thieving icon is an eye mask. Once you've selected the thieving button, left click at the person whose pocket you want to pick to give this try thieving and pickpocket. That succeeded.
Very good.
She shoved him around.
Teach you how to detect and disarm traps.
To detect a trap, you must press the Find Traps button at the bottom of your screen. While it's active, any traps in the area that you detect will be highlighted in red. The Find Traps button is represented by an icon of 4 triangles. When in this mode, the character can move wherever they wish. Any other actions, such as attacking or casting a spell, will deactivate the ability. To disarm a trap, you must press the thieving button. You must then left-click on the red highlighted trap. That's too complicated. Watch out, if you fail in disarming the trap might be spun. I will run into traps. By, oh, that's a trap, I left-click on it. Die. There's a harmless trap on the west side of this room. If you want to detect and terms using my skills, remember press the Find Traps button. Okay. She is supposed to find traps.
This way.
In the west part of the room, so it should be there. There. She said west. She definitely said west.
What's taking you so long to disarm the trap? Hurry up.
Can I? Okay. On the west side of this room. I'm not stupid. It's supposed to be here.
What's taking you so long to disarm the trap? Hurry up.
Ah. Okay, she found a trap. Now she found a trap by standing in it. She found it. Okay.
Good job. You should also know that when you're in detect
Wow.
traps mode, you'll
Okay.
also be able to detect secret doors and illusions.
The next ability you can learn is the ability to open locks. To pick a lock, you must select the thieving button, left click whatever lock container. There's a locked chest on the west side of this floor. Use my ability to pick the locks. I can pick the locks. I could go down and pick the other locks, but I won't do that. And I gain an aquamarine gem.
Good job.
Next
ability I'm going to teach you is one of the most important a thief can do. The ability to be stealthy.
Stealthy. There's stealth button, left click it. Character can move wherever they wish. Any other option? Yeah. She wants to be in stealth mode, which should be that. Anything else? I just have to. Okay.
Now that we've finished experimenting with stealth,
Set
go to the
traps.
last thief ability, the set trap skill.
First access your special ability. Left click and special ability on bottom right, 4-cornered star icon. Set snares. Okay. This here. Set snares. Set them there. And walk into it. Walk into it.
You've been doing very well. Now I'm going to introduce you to 2 more party members, Minsk and Jahira.
Similar thing, and then the last test.
This time, I shall attend to it in a trice.
Hello there, I hope you've understood your lessons so far.
Lessons so far, they'll be of utmost importance when you get into the real world.
Minsk and I are going to join your party. Minsk is the capital of Belarus, I think. I'm going to join your party and tell you about your remaining skills.
Minsk and Boo. You forgot Boo.
Ah, here's familiar. Minsk and Boo. Going to join your party. Boo has many pointers on how to adventure. He's a very wise hamster. He has a hamster, a battle hamster. We have a battle hamster. We are unstoppable.
If you press this, the selected character's special skills will come up.
Yeah. Druids have to escape, to shape change, rangers to charm animals, paladins to lay on hands and cure disease. Bard is an extra ability, but you do not have to press the special ability button to use it. Harp icon on the middle of your screen, present button of Bard song. Bards can inspire their comrades in combat by the use of the Bard song. They are able to move when singing, but any other action in the song. Why don't you take a few months to experiment with our abilities?
Yes?
No.
I shall attend to it in a trice.
Okay, what does she have? What is her? She doesn't have one. What is
You've
it?
done a fine job so far, but there is still more to come. You'll notice that when you have a group of characters selected, there is a list of party formation buttons on the bottom of the screen.
Formations. Right-clicking on the formations for more formations. Formation types. What's this stuff? Charm animal and berserk.
How may I
Okay.
be of assistance?
So we can go to G
I shall attend to it in a trice.
and put that to a line. Bullshit, so we should use this.
All right then. Enough lessons. Time for the test.
We get our test.
I'm going to allow you entry to the basement now. This is where your final test is to take place.
Value Starfire. You are to retrieve these items from the treasury. Treasury is locked on board against thieving skills. You have to find the key. To succeed, you have to use all of your skills. When you go down to this game, the game would auto-save the settings whenever you move from one major area to the next. You can therefore restart your games from a point where you made your last major area transitions. Alright then, the door to the basement is open. Remember, if you die while in the basement, you can reload your autosave slot.
What is it this time? I shall attend to it in a trice. Yes?
I shall go forward.
Butt kicking for goodness!
Is that not
How
the
may I be of
basement? It's the basement here,
I shall
isn't it?
attend to it in a trice.
What? Is that not the basement?
What is it this time? I shall attend to it in a trice.
Door to the basement is open. What the fuck? Worst tutorial ever. How do I move?
I shall attend to it in a trice.
How do I move the screen again? A is magic book. Yeah, of course. A is magic book. Go there. And just work one time. Yeah.
There could be traps down here. You should use my skills to find out if there are any. Remember that it takes a moment for the traps to become visible to me.
Who's that?
We're all
It's
doomed.
Xan. Uses Milf's acid arrow against that one.
By
She
Temper's
is...
shield!
What does she have? Cure light wounds. Bark skin. Chant. Draw upon holy might. And animate dead. Okay. She'll hit that one. She doesn't have any skills, so she'll take that one. He has a quarterstaff and is a mage. Bless, Cure Light Wounds, and Tangle. Tangle this one. Yes. Boo. Won't use Boo now. Go for that one. And I have memorized one spell to use against that one. But he has gained experience. Because did a kobold die? I don't know. Kobold takes damage. Nobody's taking damage. One of us has taken damage. One of us has taken damage, and that's not a main character. Okay.
I shall attend to it in a trice.
Okay, the entanglement. Is that our entanglement spell, or is it their entanglement spell? First off, you... Who is the mage? You're the mage. The priest. You have... Animate that. Necromancy. Skeleton to rise and serve the caster under any condition. For 8 hours. Okay, so you will now use your animate that.
What is it this time? I shall attend to it in a trice.
Was it her spell that did that? Entanglement. Entangle. Plan. Duration 1 turn. Cause plants an ability to effect to entangle creatures within the area. It has duration of 1 turn. What's that?
Yes?
Fuck, that was 1 turn? Okay. Okay. I have other thoughts about how turn. Can someone just please get on the fucking
How may I be of assistance? I shall attend to it in a trice.
I did right click it, no?
What is
Locked.
it this time? I shall attend to it in a trice.
Because I can.
Yes?
We have a trap detected. That's okay. Can use you to
I'm gone.
undo the trap.
How may I be of assistance? It shall be as you wish.
Let's go along. Search for key. Most probably there where the last one is. Loot it. I take the gold.
What is it this time? I shall attend to it in a trice.
Get an extra healing
This
potion.
is a potion of extra healing.
Yeah, I can drink it. It's a potion. I'm not
You
stupid.
have but to ask.
Self-explanatory. Locked. So, thief, you go here.
How may I be of
You
assistance?
go
I shall
there.
attend to it in a trice.
Down there is also locked. Okay, you go there. The thief goes thievery.
This way.
Opening it. It has a longsword.
A fine sword. A fine shiny sword. Use it well, for it is surely enchanted. Boo's got an eye for such things.
This is a wand. You should give it to Zan and have him use an identify spell to figure out what kind of wand it is. Wands can be placed in your quick item slot.
Wand of the Heavens. Not usable by a mage. Yeah, okay. He can't use it because he's a mage. Yeah, that's a stupid item. What's that? A longsword. Has to be identified. Goes to him. He identifies it with a spell. It's a longsword +1. Nobody cares. Go on. And I click W. Wow, you can't put... Okay, I know why the camera controls aren't anywhere. You just scroll around. Got that one, he didn't drop anything. There's something on this table, I hope. It's... Monster Summoning 1.
A scroll
or
of
1.
monster summoning. You should have me learn the spell.
Yeah. Go here, you learn skill. You can summon monster now, but yes. We have to rest for you to memorize that. We have the key.
I shall attend to it in a trice.
It's a key, yeah? Yeah.
What is it this time? It shall be as you wish.
Here's the key, yeah? Oh, I hate this kind of stuff with the... It's so easy nowadays to just make this right. But back in the days it wasn't that easy. Just go out there, you stupid fools! Oh, I will have to struggle with this game so much. That's a dagger, and another one. And another one. And another one. My journal says... What do I have to do? Tutorial. Upstairs to speak to him.
I shall attend to it in a trice. Gather your party before venturing forth.
I shall attend to it in a trice.
Good job. Your training is now complete.
You're now ready to start your adventure and will return to the main menu. Good luck with Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. When I read this the first time I thought, oh no. I clicked it. The screen faded to black. And we came back to the main screen. And I had to redo all the character creation. So, thanks for tuning in to this very long ultra episode of me doing the character creation and the tutorial. And see you on the real one.